Good morning. I feel like I'm just going to go live, no scheduling, no thumbnail. Surprise, because I'm trying to figure this out. Oh my goodness. So let's.
Hey everybody, it's Susie Q and I'm here to show you just what I do. I have that fish and exotic stew, so come along with me, it's Susie Q.
Good morning. And what a wonderful Tuesday morning it is. Although I was awakened early this morning, my sister in law had an issue with her geophagus passed, and she was freaking out because she thought if one fish died, they were all going to die. So I talked her off the ledge, and I have to go see what happened. I got to go test the water, but I got to test it with Nathan. Nathan is adorable little nephew that is going to be learning about water parameters and things like that, and he loves science projects. So I thought, what better way than to test? Oh, it's going to take me a minute, and I'm going to be pushing buttons. So I hope I don't mess anything up because I've been known to do that. I've been known. But we're gonna see. But I got so much going on today, and so much happened in the fish room. And where's my coffee? Coffee with Q. Good morning. I am still pushing buttons, which is good because I didn't schedule it out. I wish I had scheduled this out. I want to be consistent with Tuesday morning 9 o'clock ish. Is it 9 o'clock? It is. It's 9:04. So that part's good. But I do want to show off my blue Phantom Pleco a little bit. And I got so many buttons here, I don't know what to do with. Everything just went black. Well, as long as I didn't lose my internet. Right? I think I want to go to. Oh, I gotta get some big stretches here. Sorry. Not quite awake yet. I wonder if it lets you go into YouTube Studio while you're in the live. Maybe, maybe not. But we will see if I can get in there, and then I'll be done with this. Then I want to go take a walk over to where my camera is. My camera is sitting in the reptile room because I want to give a little update. Just a little update. Sorry, guys, almost done. There we go. Let me get out of YouTube so I don't have a big echo. Go back to Ecamm. There we go. This computer's in the way a little bit. That's all right. Just a little bit in the way. Oh. So, a couple of big things that I want to. Good morning, Danikin. Garden of Eden, how are you? I have some design flaws going on in my fish room that I have to try to problem solve today. Is there feedback? What up, fish people? I want to set up some kind of gutter system that goes right into my sump from this side of the room. But this is everywhere where I walk is right here in the middle. So what I was thinking of putting up two, like maybe 2-inch PVC, two 6-footers, and if I screw them together, so I could put them on, take them off, put them on, take them off, and then a upflow and an outflow, maybe 245s, and I could bring that over to wherever I'm at and siphon the water into the pipe into the sump. But I can't imagine for the life of me, how do I set something up because this room is so small now. So I can't set anything up behind tanks because it's already set up. Mike, yo. So that is what I'm going to try to work on today. And if it's going to be a temporary thing that happens only during water changes, fine. But I do have a 75-gallon tub in here with turtles in it. So I thought, well, do I care? Should I just drain everything in the tub and have the gutter system or the removal of water system? I call it gutter because at first I was going to use gutters coming right down. Um, oh, look at where's my chat go? Okay. Garcia. Hola. Buenos dias. Good morning. Good morning. So that I got to work on today. I got to figure out an easier way to do water changes because my Python isn't going to work from this room. I have no idea what's going on at the sink over there. And until John sets up my sink, that would actually be the solution, is just set up the sink. Or do I set up the sink myself, not necessarily hot and cold water, but the drain going right into the sump. So then as long as I can get the pumped water or the siphoned water into that sink. It's pretty high up though, but the sink is lower than all but one of my tanks. That'll work. I think that's what I'm going to try to set up today because if water changes are going to be like so difficult to do, I know me. I'm going to put them off as much as I can. Monster Fish Gal, good morning. Good morning. What a rough start, man. I woke up to a screaming sister-in-law that her fish died and you would have thought her cat died. I'm like, I'll take care of it. But I couldn't get over there because I'm drinking my coffee. Can any mod put Keystone Clash link? Yes, please. The Keystone Clash. I'm also going to a Lehigh fish swap coming up May. Right about a week before my granddaughter is, good morning, Carrie, about to have a baby. But it's only 2 hours away, so if I have to leave and come home, I will leave and come home. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about the baby. Now, I don't have a whole lot of fish to bring with me to the swap, but I did get a table because I knew I was bringing all my empty tanks. I got like 10-gallon tanks, a whole bunch of 20-gallon longs. I got some 40-gallon breeders. I got lots of the smaller tanks I'm getting rid of. Just in case. What's up? Just in case. But I was going to bring my polar blue parrotfish. Didn't know if they would have any attraction at a fish swap. I was going to bring some axolotl babies, but keeping them cold. Big Tank Hank, what's up? But do you... Oh, thank you, Monster. Oh, my gosh, there's a fish. Beep, beep, beep. So I'm going to see if I can do this with this phone. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to try. Oh, look at that. Okay. This is my fish room. Let's see here. Can I put my face up? There's my face. Not that I care about my face. I'll put it right next to, I'll put it over here where on the enclosure that isn't done yet. See that 5-gallon water jug? I got a great idea from Greg Jones to turn that into a baby brine making machine. That would be cool. But if you can see these sliding glass doors, I'm going to go over into the other room. You probably won't be able to hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? But I'm going to go into the other room and show you the sliding glass doors actually work. So, look at this. I got the little 3M hooks on them. This one, I got this one set up. These I cracked. These are not glass, this is plexi, and I cracked it while making it. But they're going to go here. And then I ran out of molding. I ran out of my channels. And I couldn't find the metal ones that Greg was suggesting. But look at this. I think my Chinese water dragon, I'm going to set up to 20-gallon this week. I'm trying to figure out what fish I'm going to put in there. All right. So now I can find out if you were able to hear me. I'll wait to see. Crypt Keeper. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I got a lot going on this week. Oh, so much. I put a bid in for a job for the coffee cups, and I didn't win the bid. A bigger company won out. I was kind of disappointed, sad, but I got to get over it because that's how it's going to be. Like, if there's big companies out there that can get these mugs at half the price I get the mugs at, and they have a huge inventory where they can put things on sale, like I will always get outbid. Or so I have to come up with a niche or something that I do that nobody else can do. You got to figure something out because I cannot compete with these prices. They're selling mugs for what I pay for a raw mug. So, but that's okay. That's okay. That's how it goes, right? I'm gonna keep trying. And oh, you could hear me. You could hear me in the other room, so that worked. What I did was I logged on, got my live stream going, and then I called into my live stream like I was a guest with my cell phone, and then now I put the cell phone in the other room. Yay! Thank you, thank you. Oh, I wasn't sure about that. So now, well, there is no animal in it, but there is one animal in here, I should say, with the blue background and the green bowl. That is my special needs leopard gecko. She's in a 20-gallon long with a heat mat underneath her, but I'm going to be changing over because anything that likes the belly heat, I'm going to have slate and rock with a basking light on and heat up the slate and rock. I don't want to put under the tank, because there is no tank, belly heat in there because it would be sitting on the wood. Yeah, I just don't know how that would work. So I am going to heat from above onto a rock so they can get the belly heat by crawling on the rock. Now comes the fun part. So over in the corner, the two on top of each other, I'm going to be setting up a 20-gallon aquarium. I think I've got some Danios right now that he has to play with, well, swim with, for my Chinese water dragon. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to go. I'm definitely going bioactive, but I don't really care for him about having a real natural environment with live plants because he destroys everything that's in there with him just by, clawing and hunting and pulling stuff up and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to stick with fake plants in that one and keep it like that. Plus, I'm excited. I'm excited about getting it going. Teddy Collette, yes, Dr. Ted Coletti is going to be speaking at the Bucks County Aquarium Society Thursday. He confirms that he will bring tub plants and copies of his book. Now, if you guys are in the area, you got to come. But I do know that we go live with this. And so if you're doing summer tubbing, you're going to want to hear him explain the summer tubbing from an expert point of view. I just find him amazing, funny. Good morning, Paul. Jeffro's Fish Keeping. What? Look who came out this morning. What's up, y'all? How's the fam? How's the in-house fam, not the fish fam, the in-house fam. Woo, look at that. Jeffro's woke up and joined us for early morning. This stream lasts as long as my coffee lasts, and it is actually my first cup of the day, so I'm a little out of it, but that's okay because I like to try to figure out and get centered, and this seems like a good way to get centered on what's coming up in my fish room. This is my reptile room that I am building from scratch, doing diamond shaped corner cabinets, but in the fish room, I think I've got a bit of a design flaw here, So my living wall is dead because I can't get to it. And it doesn't make good sense. Let's see if I can do this without making everybody dizzy as all get out. So you can see this. That's all the way back. It looks close up, but it's not. There's my 75-gallon tub, and that open food is an empty can. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot of life over in that corner. I cannot reach it I cannot get to it. It's just bad, bad design. So I am going to pull everything out, this whole corner, and redesign this corner. Like, for a couple reasons. One, I can fit more tanks. Okay, that's the only reason. Yeah, I could probably fit more tanks. But I do get scared with that 75-gallon tub there, which I love having the tub in here. I love having that huge tub of water with my baby turtles. Well, right now they're adolescents. They're going to be going outside. That's going to be baby turtles. But it does stop me from getting back into that corner. So if I couldn't get back there to take care of the plants, even though I waterproofed everything, in my mind I was just going to keep it misted, and well, that was just a big fail. Big fail. Big fail. But I have room for one, two, three, four tanks, or four of my actual enclosures that I already have built, that I'm taking my bearded dragons and leopard geckos out because they're in 40-gallon breeders, and they're going into a 4 foot by 4 foot enclosure. View Aquatics. I had to buy silk plants because of my Severum. Fluval makes a nice Anubis. Oh, cool. So what I have found, what I love, is I think Scott and the King and Queen cichlids at the Hobby Lobby, not necessarily, they're not replications of aquatic plants, but make good silk flowers. I like that. And then I have some reptiles that I can use the plastic plants because they're not too sharp for the reptiles are covered in the scales. So it's a lot easier. Some of the plastic plants I do worry about, but where's my 180? Of course the lights are off. The lights are off. Ted is doing a new presentation for us. His favorite plants and fish for summer tubbing. Oh, I can't wait because I have not set up my summer tubbing yet. My goal is to clean up my yard, get my tubs ready. Two of my 50-gallon, they're like, I'm going to say low boy tubs, the tubs that are only about a foot tall. I'm going to put bulkheads on the bottoms, and I'm going to make aquaponics out of my pond using two of those tubs. So the pond water will be pumped up into the aquaponics. Well, I think it's going to go through the filter first. Yes, I think I'm going to go through the aquaponics first. I have to figure out where I'm going to put it, but it'll go through there. I'll have the bulkhead so that I can spit out back into the pond again. And I'm going to grow the lettuce for all my animals, all the different lettuces, and not necessarily kale, and I want to grow snap peas, maybe, or green beans, something I know John likes. Now, tomatoes are too tall and bulky for me, for the aquaponics, unless I have an aquaponics tub closer to the ground. They just get too tall. Oh, so I cannot wait for this presentation. The first Thursday, is that this Thursday? It's the first Thursday of the month. Dr. Ted Coletti, and it's all on summer tubbing. And he wrote an amazing book. That was my outside tubbing Bible, let me tell you, when I first started, because it was just amazing. He's got everything in there, and he's doing a presentation, which is going to be on the YouTube channel. It's also going to be live, which I am going to. Tom, do you think any of my empty tanks would sell? I don't know if I should fill up my car with empty tanks. I don't think so. They're all like 10 and 20 gallon. They're small. They're small. Jennifer Weaver, I put my stored plants outside last week. Oh, good. In separate small buckets just to get them going. Awesome. I noticed that my one that had all my creeping jennies in them, and the Jacob's ladder, and some other less than marginal plants. I'll just put it that way. It's like they get flooded and then they are dry. They get flooded and they dry. I left them outside in the snow in my overflow. Didn't even think about it. They're all starting to come back. So I want to clean that out and get a little cleaner. But yeah, that's exciting. So I'm going to have to wait for these big koi before I see what I'm going to do, because I'm going to take all the goldfish out of my pond. I'm not going to have any goldfish in my pond because these koi are quite large. Oh, but I got to get pictures I got to get pictures before the meeting to see if anybody's interested in them. And if anybody has got a pond, I'm not shipping them. So you're going to have to come get them. I got koi. I can keep going about that big and about that big around. They're huge. They're huge. I can't even. They're huge. Probably won't get much for used tanks. That's what I figure. I'm just going to take them up to the swap and just try to get rid of them. Summer tubbing had me a blast. I got your whip. Summer tubbing happened so fast. I definitely want to grow aquatic plants outside this year. Definitely. I know pulling in the fry was so hard, but I am going to refrain from any ideas of what I'm going to do in my summer tubbins this year. Summer tubbins. In my summer tubs this year until after I hear TED Talk. TED Talk. We're going to have a TED Talk. I can't put fish out until mid or late June. Yeah, that's so true. Mid or late June, really? Let me think. I thought it just had to be like over 50 degrees at night. Well, that might be mid or late June, yeah. That might be. I didn't even think of that because we're in the same. Yeah, I'm not even going to think about what I'm going to put in there until after Ted's talk. And I want some amazing ideas. But gathering up the fry is, maybe it's the way I'm doing it. It's such a tedious project. Like, it's literally like pumping the water out, getting the water out into a white bucket, and scooping it out and pouring that through a net, and then looking at what's left over in a net. Ooh. Disaster struck your pond, Whip. What happened? Raccoon? Raccoon? Would that be the disaster? Oh no. I'm getting excited. I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up a little bit, and I'm going to do a 50% water change on my pond. I'm going to power wash the rocks at that 50% level, and I might try to dredge up some of the guck on the bottom. I kind of like it, but that just means that my pond is never crystal clear if the turtles are moving around. I need to build bigger pond. That's what I was saying. Oh, Carrie, you're so funny. I need to build a bigger pond. I need a bigger yard. I need an acre because I want my turtles. I want a turtle pond, but I don't want them in with my koi. And because since I got the turtles, there are no plants in my pond. Like, any plant I put in is called lunch, whether it's the hyacinths, forget it with the lilies. All my marginals, they use it as basking stations. Ooh, Jay Oliver in the house. What's up, Jay Oliver? I have been binge watching your videos on your water change system because I got to figure out some way to get the water out of my tank over to the sump, and it's such a small space here. It is such a small space. It was completely empty when I went out to check it this weekend. Oh no. Now I need to see if there was a leak. Oh. What is the dimensions of your pond? I have used that liquid rubber, but unfortunately I had to drain the pond, pull it out, dry it out, liquid pond, and make sure it was dry, put it back. I don't know if that was overkill, but that worked well. I think in my front yard I got, besides Yertle's pond, which is my one of my redder sliders, the other ponds are kind of too small for a turtle, or too small for a redder slider, I should say. And the two back ponds that were like flowing into each other gave me trouble the whole year. So I think I'm going to remove them. And just keep the one fountain pond and then build a garden. That's what I'm thinking. But I got so many plans. And so little time to do it. Oh, yeah. Who's Paul? What am I missing? missing? What am I missing? Yes, that sucks, Whip. Whip it good. Oh, your goldies are gone too. They didn't just like lie down on the bottom? Oh no. Oh, it's tiny. Have you seen? Yeah, okay, okay. I have been watching them, Jay Oliver. That's why you're doing it right. You're doing it from the get go. My fish room's already built, so now I'm trying to put in a gutter system or a drainage system, but I can't go behind the tanks, and I don't want it to look like a working fish room. So, and I don't know how to drill tanks, so that's not going to work. So even if I had a gutter system, because a python, there will be zero suction back here, or the fact that the sink is way on the other side of the garage, the basement. I can't see what's going on over there. It's just not plausible. And I just kind of want to drain the water, and I don't mind still doing it mostly manual, but I want to drain the water into a gutter system that goes right into the sump. But so if I was going to set something up, let's say in the front of my stands, what kind of slope is required? Or is there a requirement? Or does it just have to be any slope because the water will run down, right? Because the front of my stand, oh, I can't. I have the electric in front of the stand. Isn't that crazy? Why did I not? Because I didn't think I was going to try to automate, but I would love a drip system going on, that it was just constantly changing the water. But I'm still working on that. This reptile room, if it's still available. This reptile room is top priority. I have to get all my reptiles down into this reptile room in order to give John and I a fresh bedroom. Like, clear out that room upstairs, totally gut it, paint it, and set up our bed in that room. So in order for that to happen, all my animals have to come down here. Did you register? Talk on CO2 in the aquarium will be at the Cock and Bull. I heard it was at the Cock and Bull. I was talking to him about it. I did not register. I'm going to call him and see, because he didn't tell me that I needed to register. I didn't realize that. I was there talking to him about it. And the guy, I forget his name, who was doing the talk, was at Kuboid's at the time. Danikin Aquatics celebrate 2 months of membership. How many tanks are you up to now? Me? Me? The recommended fall for a drawing line is 2 inches for every 8 feet. So I got 16 feet, so there's 4 inches. That'll work. It'll just, it's going to have to be removable because it's going to go in front of the bottom storage. So I'm going to have to get in the bottom storage. I don't think I set it up right. This is one of those things that I thought about out loud, because, you know, when you're setting up your second fish room, I wanted to make it like with the mistakes that I didn't do with the first one, but automatic water change didn't come to mind. And I wish it had. I wish it had. That's the problem. Most of the fish rooms are already built, and with building my new fish room would be done completely different as far as plumbing goes. Yeah, I'm not, I don't think I have the skill set for that though. I've spent the last few days moving tanks. Everyone went into a bigger tank, just bought a 4 foot by 2 foot, by 1, using intermediate tanks before the 180. After that, it will be long to the angels alone. Oh, that will be beautiful, Bunny. Yeah, you can email or call Harvey. I'm going to have to. Yeah, especially because I said I wasn't going to put any tanks down on the floor, and I put 3 on the floor. So this room, it only has 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It only has 12 fish tanks in this room, But I also have about 10 terrariums, paludariums as well, and my 75 gallon, and a 5 foot by 5 foot corner desk. And I keep thinking if this corner desk wasn't here, I could do like a center island, right? Maybe even that tub could be in the middle of the island, right here. Going to have to think it through. I'm going to have to think it through. That's my problem. I get so excited and so antsy and want to get started. And now I had a problem with my 75, and I'm like, what I ended up doing is I drained it right into the tub. I drained it. I mean, I got turtles in there, and it's only a green water problem, so it's not really a problem. That's aesthetic. So I drained everything into the tub, about 50% water change into the tub, which they lost all their basking stations for about an hour or so. Then I worried about how do I get from the tub to the sump. So maybe if I just set something up for the tub, but that's not going to help with this. Like if I want to drain this, oh baby, this is about 12 feet from the sump. This is about 12 feet from the sump here. I hear the rabbit upstairs. She's right up here. Yeah, this is a little bit farther. This is probably the farthest one away. Well, this is from one corner of the room. So is the 75 to the other. And it's only like a 15 by 15, I think, room. Not a real big room, but I love your fish room and all that you do for us. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. It is. I do like it a lot. I don't like that when it's messy, it is so crowded I can't even walk. When I clean it up and there's nothing on the floor and there's nothing anywhere, it's like, wow, this is great. Or when I'm down here working, one of the advantages is this desk, because this is where I'm down working. This is where I'm sitting. This is where I'm editing videos. This is where I'm making my coffee mugs. I love it. Every time I downsize a room with tanks, I come home, Danny, and added tanks to that room. So I wish, oh my gosh, I wish. But now that I am learning about compromise, because I love my John Bag of Donuts, and I don't think that's going to happen. But I do, some of these, like when I look at all these 10-gallon tanks in a row, or all my 20-gallon longs that are out getting cleaned out for the swap, and they're all sitting like this, I'm like, oh my gosh, just build a rack for 30-gallon deep. Calm down now, simmer down now, big boy. Simmer down. Donna. I start thinking I could just, but I definitely don't want to do that. Like, oh my God. But once I remove those plants, it's a possibility. I guess I'll cross that bridge if nobody wants these empty tanks. If I can't give away all these 10-gallon tanks and 20-gallon longs, and I have a couple of 40 gallons that I used as reptile, but they're really aquarium grade tanks. If I can't swap them out at the swap, then I will think about maybe moving that turtle tub. But let me tell you, in the winter, I really love this turtle tub. Really love it. But I just got a crazy idea. I was able to load up the 60 from the two other tanks and 8 tubs, so working with a load dropped considerably. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm hoping for. Spandog, do I know Spandog? Welcome. Hi Q, I'm new to your channel. Thanks for streaming. Welcome. I didn't think I saw your name before. I wish we lived closer to J. Oliver, because I could really use some expert advice. But in this room, when these reptiles, there's 21 enclosures in this reptile room, and when it's all set up, every enclosure is going to be in a built-in cabinet along the wall. So that will leave like an 8-foot by 8-foot space in the middle of the room. I could probably move this 75-gallon tub to the middle of that room. That's what I'm thinking. Gotta think it through. I'd grab up those 20s. I'd really love that tank. I got so many 20-gallon longs, 10 gallons. Now I do have a couple of 5 gallons and a 2.5 gallon, but I'm looking around like I got to be able to squeeze them in because I love the nano fish. I love the shrimp. I love just even in a 5 gallon aquarium cultivating these, what do you call these plants? I pick up these plants wherever I can find them on sale. What are they called? No, I don't mean the crypts. They are crypts, but the, you know what? I can't think of what they're called, but the ones that come in these little tubs that are not grown normally, they're cloned. I think they're cloned, right? But in a 5 gallon aquarium or 10 gallon aquarium, just with a regular aquarium light on it, it's so close to the substrate that you can really get an amazing start. I just don't like to use plants that don't like to be transplanted, but I just love the aquatic garden. Love the aquatic garden. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Peepholes, look at Rico Stan. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Tissue culture, thank you. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I should really drink coffee before I go live and just pretend this is my first cup of coffee. But it's all good. It's all good. But those are the kind of things. Now, I was going to say, now, this is your brain on drugs. This is my crazy, chaotic, can't hold a thought for more than 10 seconds, brain going, with 25 projects going on at once. None of them are really priority in the scheme of life, but in the scheme of a fish room and outside tubbing and my ponds, there's a priority. So here's life. Here's my animal life. There's priority, obviously, for that. And then here's aesthetics. So I got so many projects going on that I gotta get, like, I gotta. I hate having a word stuck at the top. Oh, I know, right? And I could see what it is. And it's happening more and more to me. And I'm not saying it's because I'm old, because I don't think 62 is old. But it is happening, and I think I did a lot of damage to some brain cells in high school, in my early 20s, that prohibits me from pulling out words from that filing cabinet that I got back there. It's like I know it's in there, and I just can't pull it out. So for the most part, I just make up words. I don't care. I just make up words. Pause. My third cup with toasted cheese sandwich. Ooh, that sounds amazing. But today is a matter of doing things for other people. So today is not going to be a good day to do anything in the fish room or my yard because, you know, I got to pick this one up. I'm going to this one house. I got to test her water and find out, maybe I could get some insight onto why the fish are dying. Like, I got just other things to do, which I'm so selfish. Like, wait. And then tomorrow's going to be gorgeous, but I'm working. There's Greg Jones. My neighbor was mowing the lawn and I was cutting and washing IBC totes. I cannot wait. That is so exciting. Multi-tank addiction. Hello, Chris. Crown Tile Half Moon. Greg Jones, you got to see this. Let's see if we can see this. Do you see these sliding doors? All right, look at this. Now I'm in my reptile room. I got the 3M jobbers. This glass is way too thin. So if I can get the 1/4-inch glass, it's so much cheaper than the plexi. I can't afford the plexi. If I can get, the 1/8-inch glass, I will swap these out for an animal that's not as big as my Chinese water dragon. These were some old channels I had that were plastic. Don't like them with the glass because they get caught. Couldn't find the metal ones. This one's already working. So with the leopard geckos, I can use that thin, flimsy glass. But I am so stinking proud of myself. Like, I can't even get over. I cannot get over that. First of all, that I built cabinets, like me, 4x4 diamond-shaped corner cabinets and then built enclosures in between them, and now I'm putting the front on, and I don't want to make the same mistake I made in my fish room. I'm just so excited. I just want to put the animals in there. But a part of me wants the naturalistic, with the expanding foam and the silicone, and to make it that way versus just get the animals in there. I'll be excited. And then once the animals are in there, is there really a chance that I'm gonna upgrade it at that point? It's such this how my brain works. No, I did not destroy many brain cells. Some in college. We're getting old. Just started Social Security. Me too. Yeah, I'm so excited, Greg. I didn't think I was. I really didn't think it was in my skill set to do that. My hands are covered in slices because when you get the glass from Home Depot, apparently it's not sanded. So I went out and got a sanding block, and I just sanded the edges. I do have a couple pieces of plexi that as soon as I tried scoring and breaking, I cracked them, ruined them, don't have the money to replace them. Now I'm like, fuck, that was, sorry, I won't say that. So I think glass, just, I don't know. I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled. And I want to bring my Chinese water dragon. I didn't even make his 20-gallon aquarium yet. But I did thread through all the electricity, and I thread through an air line because I'll probably put a Zis filter in there since there's no other aquariums in that room. I'll just put a Zis filter in with like one maybe a whisper. Span Dog says I have a Harlequin Rasbora that looks internally bruised on one side. Oh, had him for 3 weeks now. And do you think it might be parasites? Just looked that way from yesterday. Sage P. Lindsay, what is going on? I don't know what looks internally abused on, internally bruised on one side means. You could kind of tell, like if there's, well, I'd have to see a picture. Because in my head, internally bruised, I'm thinking, like, did the scales fall off? Are they popping out? Does he have any kind of like white stuff anywhere? Or does he look like he was beat up? Are there other Rasboras in the house? Upgrade first. You'll end up doing it anyway. So just go ahead and make it easier on yourself. Bunny, I think you're right. Have fun doing it, your upgrades. Enjoy the process. And in the end, you'll be glad you did. You're right. You're right. And I'm going to do one enclosure at a time. So the enclosure, I'm going to pull out the expanding foam. You're right, because I really do. I wanted plants like growing up, because the top part is going to be the UVB lights and the hot stuff, the basking. The bottom half of the enclosure is where I want to set up a misting system using that 20-gallon aquarium. Like, so some kind of mistings, but I don't want it to get anywhere near the lights. So it'll be like focused down on the dirt. I think you're right. I think I just need to stop being so impatient, build it the way I want it to build it. Oh, it looks red, no scale problems. If you can find a standard size sheet of glass or acrylic and it doesn't quite fit, instead of cutting the acrylic, just add a header board or footer board. Oh, I can do that. So just kind of like the board that I add is going to be like, figure out what it really is as is. And then the board I add, oh, that will work. 4 other Harlequins, but they all seem friendly. No sign of fungus. That will be so much fun, like building a mini zoo with enclosures. Yes. Yes. Now my dream room is to be able to have a 3-foot walkway behind every enclosure. Like that room, like that, but a 3-foot walkway behind, and that's where the opening is for the doors and stuff. There'd be a sliding glass, but for the most part, for me to take care and clean, to walk around. So all that stuff, you wouldn't see any of that. And to have like that's what I would like. And it is a working room, but I don't want it to look like a working fish room. I don't want it to look like a working reptile room. I want it to look like if I have kids over or people over, that it would look nice. Like So once it's all made, then I'm gonna worry about like putting on the finishing touches, the molding, but I'm not there yet. I'm just gonna work one tank at a time. One tank at a time. And you know what? I can pull down those other tanks and just bring them down and put them in an empty enclosure. Inside, they're still enclosure because they're plenty big. While I work on one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, that might work as well. Swampy Acres Homestead, what is going on? Yeah, I think this will work. Well, as I missed the last 10 minutes, stupid work. You're at work. Yes, well, I got so many errands to do, and my coffee is done. I am so happy you guys come out with me and listen to this crazy head on what's planned for my fish room this week. I'm going to keep watching Jay Oliver's because I got to figure out, and I got to get all these dead plants out of here. My living wall that is now dead, I will have a ceremony and maybe set up a miniature greenhouse outside just by using one of those 30-inch long black shelving units with plastic. Just get everything outside so that I know what I'm working with. And I gotta make a decision on the tub. I love the tub, but that tub holds up that whole corner. But originally that corner was supposed to be, this corner is supposed to be just for my turtles. So this corner where all these dead plants are was supposed to be the basking area for the turtles. We're supposed to be able to come out of the tub onto that corner wall and bask. So maybe I'll just go back to that. But as you can see, it was a bad design. I wasn't able to water the plants, and it certainly wasn't consistent. And anything that's going to be that difficult for me to do, I should already know it's not going to be consistent. Where some of these needed to be misted every day. Oh, I'm so saddened. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. I'll find another place for my living wall. I just thought it'd be perfect over the pond, but I couldn't get to it. I couldn't get to it. And even pulling out the water from the pond with the pump, it didn't reach the back. So then I would need a different pump, and then it was like, oh my gosh. So I gotta figure that out, because now I'm feeling like it's wasted space. It's wasted space over there. But it's not if I go back to my original. Jackie from the club has a nice greenhouse, easy to set up. Ooh, I have to talk to her about that. See what it is. I would love. Now John says no more structures, no more stuff. I just add too much stuff because my yard is so little, but it would enhance things. That's what I'm thinking. But he's a minimalist. I am more of a collector. So we'll see. But thank you guys. I thank you so much. And I do have my members only live stream coming up at the end of the week. So if you're a member, I will see you then. We're going to be working out of the reptile room and getting down and dirty with some of these fish that I'm bringing with me to the show. So my member stream is more of a behind the scenes, as is, live as is. So Mexicali Fish Keeper, good morning. You're just in time for me to say thank you for coming, because I have so many things to do for other people and I want to get back to do things for me. God, that sounds so selfish, isn't it? Oh well, you know, it is what it is. So I thank everybody for coming out and for all your suggestions. I think they're extremely helpful, and I love listening to my daughter. So if you stick around.
Hey everybody, it's Susie Q, and I'm here to show you just what I do. I have a passion for fish and exotics too, so come along with me, it's Susie Q. Hey everybody, it's Susie Q, and I'm here to show you just what I do. I got a passion for fish and exotics too, so come along with me, it's Susie Q. Hey everybody, it's Susie Q, and I'm here to show you just what I do. I have a passion for fish and exotics too, so come along with me, it's Susie Q. Hey everybody, it's Susie Q. Hey everybody, it's Susie Q. Nah, hey everybody, it's Susie Q, so come along with me. Said I'm Susie Q.